Hello and welcome. My name is Pizza Slap You 707, and on behalf of Master Pizza 707, a new, growing, and upcoming YouTube channel solely focused on making PUBG for Xbox One content, we humbly request and please ask that you guys subscribe now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. Once again, turn on those bell notifications and stay tuned for more videos every single week by Master H and Pizza Slap You 707.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Pizza Slap You 707, returning once more for more PUBG on Xbox One content. In this video, I'd like to just go into a little bit of detail on some of the more recent happenings. As of August 13th, 2018, we got to interact a little bit with the PTS online public test server program for PUBG. We got to see a little bit of the environmental effects with Miramar. It's sort of a sunsetty, dusk sort of feeling to it. I think that's really cool. Unfortunately, nowhere in this video will any of that content be featured. I hadn't really got a chance to make any recent captures for that yet, but I'm sure there will be momentarily. So yeah, it looks cool, it looks great. I know that they added some kind of bullet to limb penetration sort of deal that reduced some of the lag with the smoke issue. As well as a whole host of other additions that they made to that particular update with PTS. In this clip, my buddies were downed. We had just hot dropped. Actually, we didn't just drop, but we had just got to this location when I hear one more guy approaching. We had downed 3 out of the 4. I make a sweep on the right of the dumpster. I shoot, I miss, make another sweep, and I bagged him. This is just another common example of how powerful the UMP submachine gun really is. I can't stress enough about how much of a favorite gun the UMP is to me. Although in recent times, more often now, increasingly the Vector is actually becoming more of my favorite SMG. The Thompson was the go-to. But I'm learning that with the Vector put into burst fire setting, that has proven to be a very, very powerful weapon. What I love about this scene, and what I've been trying to practice utilizing more often, is putting a suppressor onto the S12K shotgun. It just looks cool, it sounds cool, it really reminds me of the serial killer psychopath from that movie No Country for Old Men. It's very Anton Chigurh sort of situation. I blap this guy with just a few shots of this gun, and I go in for the finish. But obviously he's not quite finished until Master has his way with that guy's corpse. Yeah, so I'm really loving what's going on with this game. I'm really loving making videos every single chance I get, and just really sharing my content and our content with you guys here on YouTube. Okay, so into the heart of the matter of this video. The point being is to stay frosty in the top 10 situation. This here is a 3v2 situation. And to try to remain calm, even when you're flash banging yourself and your buddies, I had just about thrown every single throwable possible into this house. Flashes, smokes, frags. We know that they're hiding in that structure somewhere. We haven't been able to comfortably and affirmatively locate the enemy targets yet, but we're doing everything we can. We're pulling out every stop. I do believe that I hear something to my right, but I can't figure out where it is yet until I go to investigate. I was warned by Beretta to not go solo. However, I did creep around the corner, and I still didn't quite figure out where he was yet, and so I move in closer. The best choice I can make at this point of the game is to just survey the area and even throw some distractive shots. throughout this scene in order to somewhat lure my targets out of their position. They know that they're surrounded. They know that it's end game. I mean, this is the final circle. There's probably one more circle after this. They are very limited as far as choices as to what they got to do in order to survive, even partially survive this situation. It appears as though they've already knocked out most of their windows if our frag grenades hadn't done so already. So typically what I like to do in this sort of scenario is just pan around the house, try to pop out as many windows as I can, which isn't always recommended because you want to make sure the enemy has a way of making noise so I can identify him. I find his buddy, I light him up enough for the blue to drop him, remaining us to a 3v1 situation. And I'll tell you, there's nothing quite like a 50 round magazine on the Thompson. It's just such a powerful caliber weapon for a submachine gun. It's really good to have. I wouldn't recommend having this gun without it, or the Vector without it. I have my VSS, I have my Thompson, I've got about 3 or so med kits left. We're doing everything possible to really identify where these guys are. The blue has really reduced them to where we think is this corner of the house. We're still not yet convinced as to where their final location is. I almost got my head shot off by Tyrizzles. I need to be more alert when stepping in front of the barrel of my teammates' guns. We're still not convinced, as I say, exactly where this guy is. We keep running around. We keep trying to draw them out. The circle is just slowly burning, slowly creeping in. We keep dancing, we keep juking and shaking, we keep sticking and moving, because the most important part at the final sequence of a chicken dinner is to keep a good wiggle. Another call sign that I forgot to announce in the previous video was I like to say keep a good wiggle, and that basically just means shake your character, keep those hit boxes from being heavily exposed to the enemy gunfire. Tyrizzles goes in to investigate. Another teammate throws a Molotov. I was really afraid he was going to burn one of our players with that, but we were very fortunate that he didn't hit it. Beretta makes a suggestion that there may be a guy inside this shit shack, hiding behind the door. Close the door, open it, there he was. Won the dub. It's really incredible. I mean, like, you can camp, you can hide out, you can do whatever you think it takes, but ultimately, points, spot on for him for not quitting or giving up. He wanted to face down the enemy at all cost, and I give him points for that. That's very admirable in my eyes. So, again, this is a top 15 situation, more or less top 10. We're getting surrounded by everybody. It's almost the final circle. All considering there's still a lot of people. We're trying to dance our shots. We're trying to shake and move. We're trying to keep a good wiggle. I think one of our teammates actually just downed one of our own teammates. Not 100% on that yet. But we just tried to make sure that we pop our heals. We reload all of our guns. In this scene, I have a somewhat fully tricked Vector, and I just love the silence Vector with the extended mag. Got the stendo on there, got the tactical stock on there. There's no point in taking the car anymore. It's a very small circle. There's enemies everywhere. We're just doing the best we can to make sure that we can identify anything. At this scene, I'm really paused and I'm really trying to listen for footsteps. As you remember in the last scene, these guys will hide anywhere to stick it out to the very end. And that's sort of a good technique, is you kind of just wait to let the enemies grind each other up, and so you can make your next move. We advance into this warehouse where we begin taking the best of the best situational cover possible. And as we are surveying the area, I'm looking out in the blue. I'm seeing who's still coming in from the blue. I hear footsteps. I know people are bumping around all around the outside of this warehouse. They've got the hillside. They're still playing the gray. The blue is still advancing. That's when I move in for further cover towards these loot crates. My team and I are staying very focused. It's still a 3v7 scenario. when we begin to toss out all of our throwables, all of our frags, all of our smokes, all of the flashes. Every single throwable grenade possible was utilized in this sequence. And also, as you cast smoke into the potential enemy hiding places, it doesn't hurt to cast rounds into the unforeseeable smoky area, because you just never know who's hiding or lurking around in that smoke. Even though it would seem that we kind of hooked them up with a little bit of cover, I kind of spooked the Beretta right there as I shot the box in front of him. He truly thought that the enemy had flanked us, and it's really just a case of bad shooting on my end. I tried to aim over the box. I know that they're out in this general direction, somewhere out at northeast 60-ish, and again, just the major point of this fact is in a top 10 situation, just like this, is to stay frosty, stay calm, stay cool, stay collective, and just be ready. Just keep your awareness on point. I see one crossing, I make my shots. I try to just get out as many shots downrange as possible in the hopes that I may make a positive effort to downing my target. Again, I practice keeping a good wiggle. One guy makes the advancement head on trying to charge, and he got downed by the Beretta. And that's a perfect example of not staying frosty and not staying collective. It's kind of like a giving up situation. I identify the guys hiding on the left portion. They're hiding just outside the hangar doors. I take a few shots. When I decided to recollect myself back at the better end of the cover, it's just really getting as crazy as you can believe right now. I get knocked. I do the best I can to make my way back over to the Beretta. I address to him that I've been knocked. He swiftly goes in for the revive. My partners are doing everything they can to hold good positive cover fire while I'm being picked up, and hoping that they can make more kills, as Johnny Blaze just bagged and downed another enemy player. It is currently a 3v3 situation, and Johnny Blaze gets knocked. And unfortunately, this really poses a threat, and Johnny Blaze is taken out of the game. Beretta is knocked. I go in for the right side kill, and that's it. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos by Pizza Slap You 707 and Master H.